the bonus episode where I either recommend a book or I wreck it. I'm Karina Pereira, and on today's episode I am talking about Birthday by Meredith Russo. If you have heard my previous episodes, there is a little bit of a spoiler, but I really wanted to bring this book into a recommendation bonus episode. I speak about it on a regular episode, and I go into more detail about it because it was one of the books that I read a few months before, but I really wanted to call attention to this book. I got this book from the bookstore I work at. We had it there for sale, and it kind of caught my attention because the edition that I have has very pretty colored edges with a rainbow. And so I started reading the first pages, and I immediately felt attracted to the book and to the writing. So I kind of thought, because sometimes I do have to do that, and working at the bookstore, it's kind of difficult sometimes not to bring all books home. So I do a sort of an exercise in which I think, okay, if that book, which got my attention, is here in 2 weeks, I'll bring it home. Because that's a sign that I should bring it home. And so I got this book, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, before getting it, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Every time I saw it, I was like, should I get it? But do I really need it? Because I have so many books to read, and that I really want to read. So it's going to be another one for my to be read. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I bought it, and I took it home. And I'm really, really happy that I did. Of course, this is a recommendation. And the story is a story about Erik and Morgan. I don't know why I said Erik with a Dutch accent. I think Dutch is getting to me. Erik and Morgan. And they were born on the same day, at the same time, in the same hospital. And basically their families become friends, and they know each other since they were children, and every year they celebrate their birthday together. And the story begins when they are both 13, and it's actually their 13th birthday. And Erik, I'm gonna struggle with the name all the way through this podcast episode, but Erik finds out, well, he knows already that he is trans, and he wants to tell that to Morgan, but he doesn't really know how to say it. Story goes from their 13th birthday then until they complete 18, and it's kind of like, it starts really well. It starts on sort of a very happy note, in a sense. At least while I was reading, it felt like a very happy writing, but it's not a happy story all the way through. Erik has a lot of questions, and Morgan as well, and Erik doesn't know how to express how he feels in a society that doesn't really understand, or sometimes cares to understand, people like him, trans people, trans women or trans men. I would recommend everyone to read this book because it was written by a trans woman, so it's an own voices, and even though, well, it is a little bit of a bittersweet story. So there's a lot of struggle in it, but it's also very hopeful. So if you are looking for a own voices for trans people book, I really would recommend Birthday by Meredith Russo. In 2 weeks I should have regular episode out. So don't forget that you can always, and of course I would appreciate it if you enjoy the episode, that you would subscribe, rate, leave comments. And if you want to talk to me about this book or any book, you can always do so on my social media. The best one is Instagram. It's where I am more active. There's a page for the blog as well on Twitter under A Story of Sorts. You can find all links to my social media at linktree/Karina Pereira. And I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.